What's up, guys? So we're back in the garage and starting on the IS, and I forgot to grab my camera, but I remembered. So started tearing the Lexus down to get the GE out, and I told you guys I'd film a little video on everything you need to do to get it removed pretty much. It's really easy. Remove the whole front end. I'm still going to remove the bash bar because if you don't have an extra long hoist, then you'll run into this, and you got to get way back there. So yeah, I took the AC and everything out. That was already out anyway. Still got to disconnect the power steering hoses. These three connectors here on the ECU. The harness runs right here, and then you can fold the entire harness over the engine. The igniter is part of the engine harness. All of these wires here fold over. These aren't connected to anything in the chassis. And then I got my heater hoses, vacuum hose, throttle cable, and that's everything that you need to take apart up top. Down below, you got to take the exhaust off, obviously. Lots of guys leave the manifold on. I'm going to leave the manifold, or lots of guys take the manifold off, which I don't understand why. It's a lot of work. You can take it out with the engine. There's plenty of room to get it out with it attached to the engine. And then the drive shaft, obviously, the clutch slave, which you can just leave dangling. You don't have to disconnect any hydraulics. So yeah, the exhaust, the drive shaft. The most pain in the ass part of this job is probably tearing this apart if you've never done it before. But the shifter assembly is kind of complex, but you want to tear it down to basically the transmission, and that's kind of a pain. But I've done it a few times, so it only takes like probably 10 minutes. And yeah, this is really simple. This is probably just as easy as like a Honda or any 90s. Actually easier than like a Camry for sure. Easier than a Corolla. These cars are really easy to work on. So, oh, one more thing here. You have to disconnect this fuse box. This wire right here goes into the fuse box. It's 10 mil and it pops out. And you can just fold it over rather than disconnecting all of the harness connectors. So yeah, that's all I can think of. Super easy to get this thing out. This is about maybe an hour and a half of work, and I just got to disconnect, like I said, the top parts up here, the power steering, the ECU, and then I'll be yanking it out. So yeah, I don't know. I'll update you guys when I get it out, I guess. Alright, so I got the engine out finally. Took about, I don't know, like 2 or 3 hours dinking around. I will tell you guys now that it's fresh in my mind, the exhaust manifold does hang up on the subframe really bad. So I did end up gunning the exhaust manifold off to get it out easier. So I would recommend that. The last time I pulled it out, I left it on, and I did struggle getting it out, but it was a lot easier for just once I lifted the engine up in the bay, I just gunned the manifold off, let it fall, and then it came right out super easy. So that big, huge exhaust manifold is kind of a pain in the butt, but you can get the engine out without taking it off. Another thing that's a pain, just to keep you guys in mind, to keep in mind if you're pulling an engine on one of these, this setup here for the exhaust is also a pain. I remember when I pulled this out, it was last year. I had to actually cut the Y pipe right at about here because the bolts were really corroded, and I ended up having to cut them because they were so rusty that they were like round. I couldn't even get a socket on them. So as you can see, the flange here is like super rusty, and that's why I ended up cutting it. So that's like one of the biggest issues you might run into, especially if your car is from a salty area like me. So yeah, I'm gonna call it quits for the night, guys, and then come back probably next day or two and start working on this thing, get the trans off, get my W55 trans cleaned up and installed, and then this thing is gonna go in storage, and I gotta start working on the 1J. Using the old clutch. Just an eBay clutch. There's gonna be any oil spilling.
I love the positive attitude, but
oh wait, I gotta take the top one off.
There's a bolt in there still. That guy right there. See it?
Okay, you can get to the torque converter now.
Oh, can I?
Don't spill any fluid out.
Hold on.
Whoa, 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 don't spill it. It's gonna spill. You gotta push the torque converter back. It's off the shaft, dude. We're fucked.
Yes, it is off the shaft. It's still on the flex plate.
It's not on the flex plate. All the bolts are on.
It is still on the flex plate.
Did we miss a bolt?
No,
Oh, it's rusted to it. Here. Rusted. We're fucked.
Show me shaft back up a little bit.
Grab that. We can't lift it now.
Hold on. Still. You spent too much time in an office now. You know how to work.
It's your job to keep the torque converter on the trans. I gave you one
This
job.
is also not a pry bar, in case you were wondering. I know you've been sitting at a keyboard for a while.
Well, it works
You've
fine.
probably forgotten what a pry bar actually looks like. But this is not the intended use of this tool.
Fine, we'll use Ballard's.
We'll just send it, let it go.
Actually, that was my suggestion.
There you go. Now you're cooking.
There's no oil in it.
Good. It was actually drained before it was exported. Somebody didn't want to have a fucking hazmat fee. I have fucking snap-on pry bars sitting on the front of your seat of my car right now. It would be perfect for this, considering I'm currently using a screwdriver as a prying tool. Thank you. Great tool for the job.
Remember, don't put your hand underneath like I did.
Oh, I also don't have bitch fingers yet. Give me 5 minutes, I'll be bitching about them.
Fucking rusty as shit.
Yep.
Probably sat through the fucking flooding in Japan.
Yeah, I had to cross the ocean to get here.
Dump it out. It's empty.
Yeah, it should be. Ooh, trans. Oh, it helps.
Here, use the pliers.
Absolutely. What do you want me to do with this?
Put the pliers underneath the washer. Or underneath the bolt head. Bolt. My arms are at that.
What about like I don't know, a punch?
Maybe to run tap.
I would ask one 6x1. Everything on this is JIS.
Whatever one he puts it.
Sometimes it's just surprise 1/6.
Whichever one feels the best, right?
never broken a tap ever.
I wish I could say that. They're not fun to extract.
Yeah, they're hardened. They're not meant to break.
Exactly. I don't know why.
Let me get you a chisel before you ruin it.
How about a socket?
He's ruining more than it's already ruined. It's unruining it. I've got an air hammer in the car. Can you get that?
Oh yeah? My dad can beat up your dad.
What's this dipshit?
Oh, I already got it.
Hey, look at you fucked up that groove.
Dude, you still have rubber pieces from your old belt chilling in this thing.
Yeah.
Look at that, I can get Chad G in one shot with this motor.
The pull again was not very strong on that.
It is a factory belt. So they did it at the dealer.
Maybe.
I mean, I can go out and
Yeah, but they don't do that in Japan.
You told me a lot of
think
things
they
that they
have
don't
anything.
do in Japan, and I've seen several of these things done on this.
What are you doing? Why are you so close to me?
Don't worry, it looks like he's 6 feet away.
It made different.
How was the turn?
Like what? Uh-oh, she's going in hard now.
Just hit it harder. Just pound it. Get a smaller socket so it drives out faster tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's gonna take till tomorrow. This is OEM.
That's probably a tension bearing that has like a tornado one.
Yeah, and all you bastards were wondering why I didn't want to get reman calipers.
I would have got reman Reynolds. 300,000 mile rear main seal. No. You were the one. You were the motherfucker just saying that you do preventative maintenance like that. When it's not even leaking, you're gonna change it. So you want me to put a 300,000 mile rear main seal on it?
I wanted to put a new one in, but I know you're too lazy and cheap to do that. So you're just gonna put that in. I'd change it.
I would change it.
I haven't even looked at it. I would change it.
Why?
So I wouldn't.
It's a lot easier to do it now with the engine out of the car and no trans on it, no flex plate, no fluid. Just remains right there for the taking. If you
definitely
don't,
leaking.
then if it's not leaking now, it will be in about a month. And then you have to rip the trans, everything back out of it. I'm way too lazy to have to do all that twice.
And I want to get a factory
I'm like, oh, like a $4 seal or several hours of my time.
That's like a 7.
Sometimes you need a break in it.
Welcome back to Chad G Garage. Tonight working on the 1JZ. My boys are here. Drinking beers. That's not my boy, he ugly. Is it autofocus?
No, it's good. I kind of. Oh,
Turn autofocus on.
here, turn it at you. Turn it at you. It's Chad G Garage, right here.
Can't do it right now.
Why not?
This is the Ballard way, right?
Are you indexing the
What? To the Ballard spec. Click. Do it.
Because I don't ever say anything, it's going to bring a time lapse.
Yahweh is another one?
I gotta get my spark plug in.
especially since for some reason they're overrated cars that spiked in value.
That thread literally did not even have an answer.
Well, Superforms, there's no actual information on Superforms.
That latest auction, it's false. It's in the dealership line.
The one that was oh, here's Superforms. This is the fucking 2JZ like
Oh,
this is the forum that has all of the morons. $195 is the first post. Just $195.
I'm going with inch pounds. It's like 16 foot pounds.
And then some guy says, "Let my ass out, dude. Are you?"
It's really cheap Mobile One.
Yeah, they do. They buy one get one half off Mobile One sometimes too. I only run Mobile One and like shit that I care about, like the
I don't run Mobile One for anything that I care about.
put in the hatch. They're like I put Mobile One in that, like a 9500 right at the end. Mobile One, right?
What do you
Oh, I do head studs too. Always do head studs.
That's it? Rod bolts, main
Fuck
bolts,
no.
cam cap bolts, cam gear bolts.
What kind of advice do you have for Aren't you supposed to be talking to the camera?
Yeah. I'm working.
That's a first.
He's just gonna speed up this
I just want to make sure all my new NGK iridiums are good, so like throw them at me. And make sure there's no more cross-threaded shit.
If you have a cross-threaded spark plug, I'm fine.
Sorry, lens is dirty. So now that I started this build and I've started the 1JZ project, I kind of want to get this out here. I know I've told you guys in the past that the IS300 it's been totaled, and it has been totaled. And I just want to let you guys know that this is like a drift car, okay? It's not going to be like a crazy clean build. I'm not going to have like a really nice bay. I'm not going to buy a bunch of like really expensive parts. It's just going to be kind of like basically a drift car. I just want it to be like fun and reliable. So in my past videos where I've told you, that it was totaled, I just want to get this out there, I guess, on this video to show you guys. This car has been like very poorly been repaired by somebody who doesn't know how to do body work. As you can see here, that's like sheet metal that's been like, looks like self-tapped screwed into the fenders there, and they did like a really bad job. The whole front end has been welded on. It's just a really poor repair job, and I mean it's not anything that I've done. It's not anything that I would do. I mean, if I did try to weld it, it would look probably just as bad, if not worse. But I mean, this is, like I said, guys, this is a drift car. It's not going to be like anything super clean. I'm not going to put a whole bunch of money in the chassis. The long-term goal for this car is I'm going to build it with the 1J and have like a super clean, reliable, or not super clean, a super reliable LS. And then once it's finished and I'm going to enjoy this car for the summer and do like 3 or 4 drift events, I'm going to be searching for a sport cross, and then I want to pick up a clean sport cross and then basically swap everything from this car once it's all done into a sport cross. That's like the long-term goal. Maybe next winter or something, I don't know. But I just want to get that out there. This car's been totaled. People are going to see this on the video and they're going to freak out, like, oh my gosh, this car is like hacked together, like Jed G's a hack. I didn't do this. I bought this car like this, and I got it for really cheap, and it's been through 1 drift event already at a road course, high speed, 3rd gear. I went off a bunch of times, and it didn't, the welds didn't crack or anything. Obviously, they need to be redone. I don't know, maybe I'll get one of my buddies who can weld much better than I can and have him come out here and like grind it down, add metal, whatever needs to be done. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it, honestly. I just want to get the car like on the road and just enjoy it. And with this chassis being like in poor condition, that's fine. I can just go hard, and if I put it into a wall or I wreck it or whatever, you know, I'm not going to care about it. I just want to get it running. Like, that's the point of this project. Get it running, driving, make it reliable, and then I can resell this car later on, you know, next year or the year after or whatever. So just getting that out of the way, guys. So I got a lot done this week on the car. Got the 1JZ out here, started doing some work on it, checking it out here. It's got the basically the 90K service done, brand new OEM Toyota belt on there, new spark plugs. Looks like it's got new coils and stuff too. There was a couple cross-threaded bolts here in the on the coils, which I ended up fixing and retapping. Basically, I'm at the point now where my rear main seal is leaking. You can see the runoff here. You can see it's been leaking for quite a while. So I'm gonna order a rear main seal, get that in, and that's basically the next step. So yeah, I just need to clean up the garage now, regroup, order some parts, and I'm basically out of work here for the next few days. Oh, one more thing I need to talk about. Now that I have the engine out, and I totally forgot, I do need to do an AC delete, or not AC delete, ABS delete. So that's basically the next step here. I gotta order a rear main seal, and then I can put the trans on. So that's gonna get ordered right now. Put the trans on, and then the swap's like ready to go in. But the turbo is gonna sit right here basically. So I know people have kept AC with the 1JZ, but I want to keep everything serviceable. Like if I need to replace the turbo and chassis or something like that, I can do it. So ABS has got to go. This thing's got to go. But I got to do research. I may have to like keep the ABS module itself, because I think on this vintage Lexus they use the ABS module to pick up wheel speed from the wheel speed sensors to give me a speedometer. So I believe that's how it works. I'm not really sure. I got to do my research. That's what I'm gonna go inside and do now. But yeah, the ABS is gonna be deleted. I got to get rid of this. If I need to, I can keep the ABS module in the chassis somewhere so that the computer can do its work and send signal to the gauge cluster for speed. I can also extend the wires and maybe run it in the chassis if I need to. I don't really know yet. That's all kind of up in the air right now. But basically, the next step in this project is I got to delete the ABS, and I got to get the rear main seal. That's what's holding me up right now. So I don't know. I'll show you guys the ABS delete on an IS300. I don't know if there's any videos or anything out there, but I've done it before on like GS300s before. It's pretty easy. Basically, you just order some lines and order a Willwood proportioning valve so you can proportion the rear brakes, and it's good to go. So I'll show you guys that in the future here, so stay tuned. And basically, I got to order parts. It's super cold out here. It's like -7 degrees out right now. But I was glad I could get a bunch of work done this week. Like I said, I'm just gonna clean up this place, regroup, order parts, and continue on with the project here. So yeah, if you like this video, guys, give me a like, give me a subscribe. It definitely keeps me motivated to keep making these videos. It is kind of a pain to try to record while you're working and stuff, but it's also kind of fun. But sometimes I forget to get the camera out, or sometimes I'll have a part of a project where it's just, a pain in the butt to do, especially editing a video and stuff, which I'm not very good at. It takes me a lot of time. So if you guys like this video, or you like the project, please give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and have a good night, guys.